Hey Gravelers, Morgan Murray with Desert Gravel and Co2uT. It is early February 2023. Welcome all of you to Co2uT, and it's time to train. Early next week you'll be getting your complimentary training plans for each distance that I create specifically for Co2uT, and I wanted to offer a little bit of advice about how to use those plans and how to most effectively prepare for the riding out here in our desert. First and foremost, for the ride and for the training, remember that my objective in both cases is for you to have a good time. Not like having a beer good time, but like type 3 good time. Definitely some suffering involved. Definitely you got to pay your dues. But the reward is in the training plans, getting excellent fitness, in the Co2uT ride, experiencing desert gravel and this incredibly dynamic and beautiful terrain. So remember, both in the ride or race and in the training, embrace the suck. And especially in the training part, the harder you work, the more you stick to the plan, the more it's going to allow you to come out here and enjoy the day. I'm a professional ultra endurance coach, and I've spent a lot of time crafting each plan specific to the requirements physically and emotionally of your course. What's really cool about desert gravel and Co2uT is how deceiving it is. When you look out here, when you're driving down I-70, you look around out here, it's pretty flat, it's pretty chill. And when you're riding out here, you look around, you're like, it's pretty flat, it's pretty chill. But as I can attest from just right down the road here, all of the elevation gain, and it's pretty significant for each course, comes in really short, really punchy efforts. There are really not any steep grinder climbs by Rocky Mountain standards. And there are a lot of really short, really abrupt climbs. So the training plans are specific to that. A lot of endurance, because especially for those of you going longer, you got to ride far. And for all of you, a lot of short, punchy intensity work that will prepare you for this hard on again, off again efforts out here. So remember that as you go through the plan. It's specific to the terrain, it's specific to your course. So I really encourage you to stick with it. What that generally means for each training plans is weekends are more focused on endurance and longer rides, and during the week is more of your intensity work. And the methodology that I subscribe to in my coaching is that you do the least specific work to your event early, and the more specific work as the event gets closer. So what that means for most of you is more intensity early will build your intensity up and your aerobic capacity and your FTP. And then as we get closer to the event, we'll further develop your endurance. So unfortunately, that means a little bit tough right out of the gate, a little bit of kick in the teeth, especially if you haven't been training this winter. But I made it so that if you've got base fitness, you're off to a good start. If you don't, you'll be able to adapt quickly and get up to speed. The other thing that I would point out is that I kind of went with the assumption that if you're doing a shorter distance, you're either a more novice rider or a newer rider, and you may or may not be using a power meter. I'm also assuming that if you're a more advanced rider and you're going longer, you're probably using a power meter. So in the shorter distance plans, you have the option of doing power or non-power workouts. And for all workouts, I've created a RPE, estimated effort for each workout, so you can kind of calculate in your head, 0 being laying on the couch, 10 kind of blowing your brains out and bug-eyed, and then each ride is categorized by that intensity level to use if you're not using your power meter. Along with your training plans, I send documentation that describes what each workout is, what the terminology that I use is. So please, before you ask questions, read those documents, familiarize yourself with the terminology that I use and the information that I'm provided for you. And then after that, if there's anything that doesn't make sense to you or is confusing to you, reach out to me directly at Desert Gravel, morgan@desertgravel.com. If you have general questions about the event, the course, registration, tire choices, things like that, you can always reach out to me, but you can also do an email to all my other dyno wranglers at info@desertgravel.com. So I think that's it. Plans are getting ready to start. Buckle up, get ready to ride, dig deep, and you will have essentially 12 weeks to really build your fitness to get ready to come out here and be as prepared as we can help you get for Co2uT 2023. Thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate you being here. We do still have room and would love more people to come. So invite your friends, invite your family, and we will see you in just about 12 weeks. Cheers, my friends. Gravel on.